Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the hidden forces that make you click buy now on stuff you really don't need. And more importantly, we're going to talk about how to reclaim your wallet and your sanity.
Okay, let's just start with a scene that, well, it might feel a little too real for a lot of us.
The lights are down, you're getting tired, your guard is completely down, and you're just, scrolling. It feels totally harmless. But this right here, this is the perfect storm for a decision you're probably going to regret tomorrow morning.
I mean, you already have a perfectly good one. So what just happened? Well, you didn't just buy a kitchen gadget. You fell headfirst into a very carefully designed psychological trap. Here's the thing. The problem isn't about your willpower. It's about your brain chemistry. And you gotta believe that retailers have spent billions of dollars to understand it way better than you do. For years, we've all been told that dopamine is the pleasure chemical, right? Turns out that's not really the whole story. The science shows it's not about pleasure at all. It's about anticipation. It's the chemical that makes you want and seek and hunt for things. So here's the crucial part. Your brain gets its high from the fantasy of owning the item. The thrill is in adding it to your cart, it's in tracking the package, it is not in actually opening the box. The delivery, that's just the come down.
This is just fascinating. Your brain's wanting system can drive you crazy to spend money, but it has zero ability to actually deliver satisfaction. That's a completely different circuit in your brain. And it perfectly explains why you can desperately want something, buy it, and then feel absolutely nothing when it finally shows up at your door.
Okay, so this brings us to the next piece of the puzzle. Since spending money literally hurts our brain, it registers as pain, the entire payment industry has evolved with one main goal: numb that feeling as much as humanly possible. Now, what's so interesting here is how every new technology just makes spending feel less real. I mean, think about it. Handing over a crisp $100 bill, you feel that. That activates the pain center. But tapping a card, one-click buying with your phone, it barely even registers. And this is exactly why people spend, on average, 18 to 20% more when they're using a card instead of cash. So, knowing all this about your brain, retailers have basically written a playbook of tactics, and they're all designed to light up your wanting system and completely bypass your rational mind. You see prices like this absolutely everywhere, from gas stations to Amazon. It's not a coincidence, it is a very specific psychological weapon. Even though your conscious, logical brain knows the difference is just 1 penny, your subconscious brain latches on to the 9. It reads 9 and some change instead of 10, and that makes the purchase feel way more reasonable. It works even when you know it's happening. When you see a message like this, it isn't just helpful information. Nope, it is a carefully crafted psychological trigger designed to make you act now and think later. The moment you see only 2 left, your brain flips a switch. It stops asking, "Do I really want this?" and starts screaming, "I'm about to miss out." And because we hate the feeling of losing something way more than we enjoy gaining something, we click buy just to avoid that potential regret.
But it doesn't always stop with just one purchase. Sometimes a single new item can kick off this dangerous and super expensive chain reaction in our minds. So let me tell you about this philosopher, Denis Diderot. He was given this beautiful new robe as a gift, but instead of making him happy, it made him miserable. Why? Because this one magnificent robe made everything else he owned, his desk, his chair, his rug, look old and shabby in comparison. He ended up replacing everything and fell deep into debt because of it.
He realized that this new thing didn't actually add to his life. It just created new demands. It set a brand new, higher standard that everything else had to live up to. He literally became a slave to his own stuff. This effect is so much more dangerous now than ever. You buy a new sofa, and suddenly you need new pillows, a new rug, and new curtains. One purchase doesn't just cost money, it can force this entire identity upgrade that you never planned for and probably can't afford. So how in the world you fight back against your own brain and a system that is literally designed for you to spend? Well, it's not about depriving yourself. It's about building a smart defense. Here is a simple 3-part system. First up, the 24-hour rule. You want something? Great. Add it to your cart and just wait. That dopamine hit of anticipation, it'll fade, I promise. Second, predict the chain reaction. Before you buy that big-ticket item, ask yourself, what else will this thing demand from me? And third, create friction. Make it harder to buy stuff. Delete the one-click apps. Use cash. Every single extra step gives your rational brain a chance to catch up.
Finally, let's reframe what these small, seemingly harmless purchases are really costing you. Because it's not just the number on the price tag.
Just think about a small, daily, unnecessary expense. Maybe a single food delivery order, a few impulse clicks on social media, a subscription you forgot about. Let's just put a number on it. $20 a day.
Now, $20 might not seem like much, but if a 25-year-old invested that same $20 a day instead of spending it, by the time they turned 65, it could grow to over $1.8 million. That is the magic of compounding, and that is the true devastating cost of all those little impulse buys.
So the next time you're about to buy that 47-blade garlic press, just ask yourself this question. The choice isn't really about a $25 gadget you don't need. It's about a small piece of your future and the life that you're trading away for it.